Bowls Australia acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which this stream is produced. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past and present.
Championships. It's Australia, it's Ireland, it's Corey Wedlock, Aaron Tees, Carl Healy and Aaron Sheriff, and Stuart Bennett, Adam McEwen, Ian McClure and Martin McHugh. What a match this is promising to be. It was men's triple semi-final day where these two teams met and Australia got the job done. 6 of the 8 combatants played in that match. Val Febo here with you. I called it, and alongside me, we played the Titanic music before this, Baz, because it has become a love story, but you and I sitting here for the final time here on Ringside Live as the broadcast matches will come tomorrow, but I'm very much looking forward to this, and I'm going to savour this last moment with you.
Yeah, great job, Val. It's been a long couple of weeks, but very, very privileged position we're in to be able to sit here and watch some of the world's best players in action on the best greens in the world, and not many better than this one here. Green 3 at Club Helensvale. Great crowd in already. People putting plenty of sunscreen on, wearing hats, sunscreen and sunglasses, and really trying to lather up and protect themselves, which will be a big afternoon of high-quality action, as we see already. A front toucher there.
Yep, Stuart Bennett starting things very well, and Ireland, top of Section 3, 6 wins, a draw, 0 losses, defeated Wales 16-10 in the quarterfinals. Australia topped Section 2, 8 wins, 0 losses, defeated America 15-11 in the quarters. And funnily enough, Barry, it's like I have deja vu, because in the men's triples, Australia also played the USA in the quarterfinals, then met Ireland in the semis. They met Scotland in the final. Scotland are also in the other semi-final against New Zealand.
That's correct. Yeah, there's been so much history between all these teams, and when you look at some of the players, especially Aaron Sheriff, well, he can pretty much look around on this screen and know that he's played almost every player out there and have had some kind of experience against them and had some battles and had some learnings. But already, as we see there, Ireland 2 on, 1 behind, just working off the wing bowls of Corey Wedlock's. Corey Wedlock just not quite getting his line, but beautiful weight. Aaron Tees on the charge, missing.
So Wedlock, Healy and Sheriff are looking to make history here at the World Bowls Championships, becoming the first male jackaroos to win multiple gold medals at the same event. Brett Wilkie was the only male jackaroo before this tournament to have more than 1 gold medal. Sheriff has joined him, looking to go clear on top.
Yeah, and of course in 2012, Brett Wilkie and Aaron Sheriff were teammates in that men's fours victory. Aaron Sheriff already had a big singles world title to his name before that, the World Champion singles, as we see Teesy.
That is a brilliant shot from Aaron
Teesy. Opened it right up.
He certainly has. Still 3 to Ireland, but there aren't many bowls on the rink.
Yeah, that particular series, Aaron Sheriff came away with the world title in the fours and runner-up in the pairs to a couple of players that he knows well, and they're just a couple of rinks over in Paul Foster and Alex Marshall.
So the women's triple semi-finals are also happening on this very rink. Canada versus New Zealand, Australia versus Ireland. New Zealand getting through in an epic over Malaysia that we caught the end of before, and it was the same with Ireland over England, securing a 3 on the final end to win by 1. The Aussies comfortably over South Africa. Canada comfortably over India.
Yeah, so that green down the bottom there looked like it was running quite freely, but as we see here, for the players that are staying on the same green belt, you see New Zealand women, Canada women, they're still on the same green as they were this morning. They're just switching directions And, of course, the Irish and Australian women's triples teams switching directions also. So they'll know what the rink's running like, the feel, the speed and all that. But for the teams in the men's discipline, the fours, well, they're coming onto a new green and changing direction. So you can't blame them for maybe just settling into this match after a few ends. As it sits, though, outside the front, couple of lead bowls from Ireland. Everyone just still trying to find their way. You can see the Irish shorts and shirts just blowing around. It's into quite a strong north-easterly breeze now, coming in over the Mac roof next door. Wind coming in over that roof and heading out to the westerly direction. So as we're seeing now, Ian McClure, very, very iconic setup on the forehand, I believe. No, backhand it is. So on the backhand, he'll want to try and get this done with his first. Take a bit of pressure off his Irish skipper in Marty McHugh. Not a bad attempt. Ireland holding a few, but it's still a lot of room for Carl Healy.
Carl, of course, the skip of our triples winning side.
Can't quite see how it's travelling at this stage. It can't be too far away. Well, it's just going to pull up short. So Ireland still holding, I believe it would be at least 2, maybe 3. Good encouragement there.
And ours.
Plenty of energy from the players. It's been a, it's been a long, long event for these players. They're very close to the finish line, but ideally they're wishing that there's one more game after this.
They are, of course, the 8 teams that are out here at the moment will all go home with a medal. They'll all be standing on the podium on Sunday at the end of the event. Whether he's, it might be on, no, it will be, some of them will be tomorrow. Men's fours will be tomorrow. Women's pairs as well. Women's triples on Sunday. Men's singles on Sunday.
Aaron Sheriff, he's in the zone. I think he's just got to watch his weight here. No, he's just crashed on the Irish bowl. He might have managed to get second out of it.
Of course, we are going to see a couple of bowlers maybe standing in front of the head here. Or on the centre line. There it is fours. There's 8 people on the rink.
Yeah.
So, look, bear with us. Teams have been told, so...
Yeah, good observation, Val. That's right. The more players are out there, the more chance they will cover up that camera. But, of course, they're not doing it on purpose. They're trying to move around this rink, provide the body language, provide the encouragement. Marty McHugh, he's played this well. It should be enough to count.
Very animated foursome, this Irish quartet.
Well, decisions. Aaron Sheriff still has a couple of feet to draw the shot, or he could look to play a little runner, try and look for the split here. Of course, Aaron knows these greens very well. He used to work at this club, prepare the greens, and play week to week on these surfaces, so he does know these rinks very well.
Certainly does. Now, Adam McEwen, Ian McClure, and Martin McHugh were 3 of the 4 that won the Commonwealth Games gold last year. For Ireland, Sam Barkley was the other one, so Stuart Bennett coming into the team. So Ireland on the board early.
Yeah, we'll just try our best to make you feel like you're right here, rinkside. We are rinkside commentary, and just some observations early. Ian McClure, the Irish third, walking up the head, standing the head with Marty McHugh, as opposed to Carl Healy staying down the other end. There isn't a certain formula, that you must stick by, but you'll see that's a long-lasting tradition between this formidable skip and third in Ian McClure and Marty McHugh. They are
both 50 years old. Both have been in the Irish setup for 3 decades now.
Yeah, that's right, and they like to stand the head together, support one another. So some learnings from the triples game last week for me was Ireland did play a lot of aggression. There were some times where there was multiple options to either draw or drive, and Ireland did play a lot of weight. They are great exponents of that weighted shot, Ian McClure and Marty McHugh, but on that particular day, a couple of those numbers they dropped were just the difference between Australia and Ireland, and we'll be interested to see, with a quicker green and some strong winds here on the green 3 at Club Helensvale, whether Ireland stick to that plan and play big weight when required. Nice starter from Corey Wedlock.
Well, this is...
Stewie Bennett's replied, well, that's a great shot.
Very nice from Stuart Bennett. Right on top of the jack. Hasn't touched it. Of course, this is the rink, Barry, that Australia won the triples gold on Saturday. There might have been just one or two over, but they're in the vicinity, and they'll have a lot of happy memories.
Yeah, they sure will. Whether they're exactly on the rink or not, just the cosmetic feel about it all, knowing where the grandstands are, knowing where the rink's situated, knowing what the wind's doing, just all those familiarities. So that's a really important component to this. As we see Adam McEwen, well, he won a gold medal only a couple of metres away with Gary Kelly in the pair, so he'll be confident as well to help just pack them in there, play his role as a 2, as you see here, just trying to back the lead up or get something in behind. It's a nice start for Ireland.
This Irish contingent, very much an absolute force and have been very consistent. The men's team have been brilliant. All of them, I think, have gotten out of the section from an Irish standpoint, so they'll be pretty pleased with how they've gone. Gary Kelly, of course, in a pretty good spot in singles. He'll go through, making the semis of the triples, winning a bronze, and then winning gold in the pairs as Corey Wedlock's bowled is pushed behind.
Yeah, no drama there. I like that intent from Aaron Tees, just to give his bowler a chance, turn the shot bowl over, kick the jack out. And they're the shots the second will be asked to play a lot of. And with the respot in play, you're going to definitely see some weighted shots. We've already seen it N1. We're going to see it ongoing throughout this match. Probably going to see some jack movement like we did yesterday afternoon, just as the conditions get a bit blustery here at Club Helensvale, home of the Helensvale Hawks.
Yes.
And I absolutely love that, Val. I know you've heard me say that once or twice before, but if your club currently is just the, let's say somewhere random. Let's go Mackay Bowls Club, for instance, and hello to everyone at Mackay. If you're just the Mackay Bowls Club, well, why not figure out what your mascot is? I absolutely love club mascots.
Yep.
If you haven't got one already, maybe sit down with your committees and work together on getting some form of mascot together. Great way to promote your club. And Marty McHugh just in the way there. So good shot to Aaron Tees. So if you're if you're not currently an animal or some kind of object or mascot, sit down and get your committee together and come up with something pretty cool and pretty iconic to your area. Maybe something traditional. And it's a great way to really form a culture at the club surrounded around that brand or that icon, and go with it. So there's some great ones out there. Love seeing it, and of course you're seeing it a lot now with all the major teams out there. The Australian Jackaroos, and that's how they're known. Right at home Jackaroos. And
yep.
Love to see it.
So, as you can see, Locke has got all the scores from the other matches up on the top right corner of your screen as well. He's doing a great job. A lot of the logos and mascots coming through. One of my favourites, the Musgrave Pelicans.
Yeah, well, they get everything there, the club. There's a lot of Pelicans. They get the Seagulls, Kookaburras, Magpies, you name it. So they went with the Pelicans. And they also went from Musgrave Bowling Club to Club Musgrave.
Yep.
And that's just modern language. As marketing evolves, as does the outlook of most things in life evolves, so does your branding. Carl Healy, looking for some contact. Yeah, and your branding has to evolve with your market. So your market now is obviously your members and all that, but how are you promoting the game to social bowlers, to new bowlers, to barefoot bowlers, juniors? And it's a great part of the sport of bowls where you see clubs branding and rebranding their clubs, evolving with the modern marketing side of things. So well done to all those clubs out there doing their bit so that all these people out there can take up this wonderful sport of bowls.
So Australia looking to get on the board for the first time. Ireland have been absolutely locked in so far. Very impressed with the way that they've constructed things. Ian McClure out.
Ian McClure, well, we can't see. I'm sorry. I'm Marty McHugh's played on the live stream plenty of times. Poor old Marty. And he's just so entrenched in this. It doesn't get any bigger than this from an Irish point of view. Australian versus Ireland in the men's fours semi-final of a world championship. I'm pretty sure it was the semi-final or quarter-final in which we met in 2016. And Australia was successful on that day. Not much in that game, so they meet a lot, does Australia and Ireland. Big weight here from Carl Healy coming up. Forehand again. Looking, well, it's not as big as I thought, but it's big weight, solid weight, looking for some jack movement.
Sheriff and Tees don't mind it too much. It needs to come back. It's not going to.
Well, the wind, as I look at the flags and wonder why that bowl didn't turn, I do look up and just see the wind. Well, it's a massive scream. Val Smith has just made 5 shots for New Zealand. Wow, her confidence must be sky high after what happened this morning. Okay, Marty McHugh on the forehand. Big, strong bend in the knees. Nice, real compact technique as Marty McHugh. Very accomplished player. The highest level for Ireland for many, many years.
They're a very animated foursome as well, the Irish.
They sure are, yeah. I've had a lot of battles against the Irish, and that's a good way of saying it. As we see Aaron Sheriff, forehand here, looking to play a timer, let the bowl get down with the right weight. Is it going to get down in time? Not quite.
So, one more to come for Aaron Sheriff.
Yeah, well done, Val. Animated. That's very true. Irish, animated. A lot of body parts, a lot of voice. It's great to see. They're trying to do all they can with their voice and body movement to really encourage their teammates on, to show to the opposition also that they're really up for this challenge. Marty McHugh trying to get to the tee there. You see Ian McClure. Thanks, Ian. He just moved out of the way there for us. So Carl Healy leaning over this one. He's looking to get Aaron Sheriff to play a big bowl.
They need it to get on the board.
Taking weight off to try and let the bowl work back. Is it going to get back? It's proving to be a bit lazy out there.
Well, that hand, it's not turning at all. So Ireland on the board yet again. They score a second. They lead it 2-0 after 2.
So Aaron Sheriff just waving his arm to tell Carl Healy to come down as he takes a quick break to the restroom. And I know I'm sorry if I'm going off topic, but I think it's an important topic too. Just to our organisers and all our facilitators and everyone who's put this event together, well done. But great to see Club Helensvale focus heavily on their sustainability, trying to help make their venue and everything much more green here. From the bathrooms to the portable toilets to the reduced waste of plastic and so on. So well done for Club Helensvale, World Bowls, BA, everyone being heavily focused on the environment and sustainability. And if your club out there wants to go down that path, it's a very important part of trying to leave a legacy for your venue and your club and looking after the environment. You can check out Sports Environmental Alliance, check out their website and learn more. It's a big movement happening now across bowls clubs all around the world. Let's protect our surrounds, let's protect our club, and also let's protect our legacy.
Exactly right. As John Roberts, look at him, he's brought through some bottles of water for us, nice and cold, looking after us. And Baz, as you're alluding to, 100% recycled.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good start from Stewie. Corey there, right down the spine. It's a beautiful line for Corey. Probably maybe shot, tough to tell. Corey just has to take a little bit off here. Just a couple of rotations. Backhand it is. Send it out on the same line. Let the bowl just do all the work.
So this Island Quartet, the Commonwealth Games winners from last year, or 3 of the 4 of them. Stuart Bennett replacing Sam Barkley. They were animated last year in Birmingham at a good Commonwealth Games, and they're having a good World Bowls Championships as well. Already notched up a gold in the men's pairs as Adam McEwen and Gary Kelly dethroned Aaron Wilson and defeated Aaron Tees as well. Gary Kelly continues, or broke his Aaron Wilson duck.
Just bumping into some of the Indian boys I haven't seen yet, so great to see them. Especially Sunil. I've known him for many years now. Big smiling assassin. Great to see the Indian contingent hanging around to watch the action today. Never been to India also, so these beautiful places out here that are competing in the World Championships. Great to see as we see Adam McEwen coming down, just nestling in behind. So that will be enough for shot for Ireland, I believe.
The Irish have started extremely well.
This looks good. Aaron Tees can take a seat. That'll do.
He can. That's probably the first bowl that Australia would have really relished. Ireland have been well on top in terms of their heads, but Australia managed to be in the area. Ireland holding sway 2-0. And some skips makes their way down, or thirds make their way down.
And sometimes, Val, your ability to play the shot you want or your ability to be effective can be hampered by how the heads are setting up. And as you see there, Aaron Tees having to play high drawing lines to get around some of those front bowls. And just know that if you're tight, you'll be crashing. So it's just that trust, sending them out. Sometimes the heads don't set up well, but you've got to try and find some form of rhythm, some kind of confidence out of the head and hit your line like Aaron did then. Took a nice little seat off the back.
So, what has Ian McClure got? He's going to go around, try and get around the back.
Yeah, it's a quicker hand for me. I don't really think we've had a short bowl on that hand yet. I know we just see that front blue one, but really is only a couple so far. It just feels that ditch side is a quicker hand because the players on that wide side are just playing out and into that wind a bit. But we'll see. We'll try and cover that as best for everyone watching to see how many bowls are played on a certain hand and just try and get a good read for you.
Of course, Barry, 15 ends. That's what we're playing to. No time limit, so this can go as long as they like. As Carl Healy inserts himself on the contest.
Yeah, that came in from sideways, and it was definitely coming in at a slower pace. So for me, it's definitely a wider and slower hand, that one. It's a hand that Corey's played 2 on in this direction, both on nice lines. Just didn't quite nail the weight, but he's achieving something there, is Corey Wedlock, and that's what you want to do in these tricky conditions. 16 and a half second grass and a strong wind. This is a big attempt from Ian McClure.
Not far away at all. just squeezing past, but that blue catchment is looking very, very tantalising. And I reckon Aaron Sheriff is telling Carl to go to the tee.
Absolutely he is. As you can see, Marty McHugh, he'll be looking to run down the middle there, crack an egg on that shot bowl. And as I've said 100 times, Val, there's a big difference between getting close to the tee and nailing the tee. Well, it's a good effort. It's probably still 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet from the tee. So I think Marty McHugh would be still confident to be able to crack an egg here and then draw the shot with his last. If not, maybe he just follows Ian McClure down and try and trail the jack. Okay, Marty McHugh, Irish skip, one of the best players in the world. Needs just to get back now. Oh, missing height. Well, they've got the tee out of that, so Marty McHugh, he's actually just slightly overplayed that. He had to give it a chance, but he's probably just a bit quicker than what he wanted. But he's managed to get the tee out of it. As you see at the bottom of the screen there, Marty McHugh's bowl. So be interesting to see whether he still sticks to the forehand or tries to crack an egg down on the backhand here.
So Aaron Sheriff and Martin McHugh have their battle. Australia not on the board yet. Ireland have held them at bay. Carl Healy's bowl is the one that is shot.
Here we go.
Big weight expected.
Trying to crack an egg on that shot bowl. Marty McHugh needs to clear the front. He's close here.
Got it.
Well,
but has it rocked up the Australian bowl too far?
It's going to be close.
I reckon Australia might be very close for the tee here.
No, I think...
Ireland still. Yep.
Yeah, so Marty McHugh's played that perfect. He's a little bit stiff to get the run off and kick that Aussie bowl back, but...
Because they would have been holding at least 2.
Yeah, that's right. So, Aaron Sheriff, but... But fair bit of room for him.
Aaron Sheriff doesn't usually need many invitations. He'll need it to slow down, though. Has he got enough?
Pretty good. He's done it.
That will do. It is sitting on the precipice.
Yeah, you can just see there that bowl at 2 o'clock is going to be the measure against the bowl at 11 o'clock. And both players were all over it, both thirds for me, sorry. They knew that getting to the tee would have come into play, the way the head was situated. So Marty McHugh, 2 down to 1 down. Conversion there from him, and Australia are on the board.
They certainly are, Barry Lester. Ireland lead at 2-1 after 3. 15 ends is what we're playing to, unless the margin is beyond a full count with an end to go, or beyond 2 full counts with 2 ends. If it's mathematically impossible for a team to win, then we stop the count early, and we stop the match early. The Australians looking to get themselves into another final. Of course, a bronze is what all of these teams on this green will go home with. And Brendan, we do have a secondary stream going at the moment. We've had the Gold Coast Tweed District guys throughout the entire tournament doing 3 streams a day, which has had many of the other countries. So we've had 1 dedicated international coverage and 1 dedicated Australian coverage. We are, of course, Bowls Australia. So 2-1 Ireland lead, Corey Wedlock has started beautifully in this end in Australia. Well, they've shortened things up a little bit. The first time that they've had the mat in this match, Ireland controlled the length in the first 3 ends. And something different here, Barry Lester.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. Australia, as soon as they got the mat back, short end. And Ireland, well, they've started off well as well. Stewie Bennett, 1 on, 1 behind there. So nice setup for him. Good setup for both teams. Aaron Tees playing the grandstand side, which is the west side of the rink. Backhand, trying to get one near Aaron Sheriff's foot. Some games going on everywhere. Sea of red and blue bowls across this green at Club Helensvale. Not wasted there by Teesy. Just slightly high. Really nice weight.
Aaron Tees would dearly love to go one better than his men's pairs from the other day. Gary Kelly and Adam McEwen way too good in that final. Ireland looking to try and pounce, and they're getting their bowls into good homes here, the Irish. They have come to play well and truly ready.
Yeah, it's a good example here, Val, on, it's not always... There's bowls going on next door, so it's not always so important to get the shot. As we see here, the way this head's situated for Ireland, you can go trying to chase the shot here, and if it goes wrong, if you half the jack and run on, you could be 2 down, and you start creating more room for your opposition. So it's really important to just maintain, just to try and draw the shot here, and if you happen to sit the bowl or touch the jack neatly, it's a bonus. Because as it sits right now, it's very hard for Australia to score another one. And if they do score another, they sort of deserve it. And if Ireland were to score another or get the shot, they deserve it too. But as you start chasing shots, you can also then start to create an opportunity if things go wrong for the opposition to score more. And it's always something that these players are very conscious of. And that's this game of cat and mouse. All the players, they're on the edge here. They're up and about. Energy, voice.
Yeah.
They're really focused in on not only trying to play well to these conditions, a fast-running green in blustery conditions, but also to try and do everything they can strategically so no one gets the upper hand.
When you're watching this Irish team play, you know that they're going to bring the energy. You know that they're going to bring enthusiasm to the contest, and that's exactly what they've brought. They are hyped up. They are ready for this battle, and they currently lead it after 3. 15 ends is what we're playing to.
And that's basically an example of my call there, Val. So where Marty McHugh's putting his left foot is the only place that they feel is they can drop any more than one, because they're basically not giving up on the one, but accepting of being 1 down and saying, well, wait a minute, we don't want the class of a Carl Healy, Aaron Sheriff tucking that jack around the corner for 3 or 4. So let's protect the damage first. And if we protect it well, then maybe we can start looking at getting the shot.
That goes around the back. So Ireland have a nice little catchment of bowls on the centre line. Very interesting start to this contest. Carl Healy, he's interested in this. It's going to fall away. It's going to sit the Irish bowl out. So does that give Australia something to run to? But does it also make a target here for Ireland, Barry?
Yeah, it's a bit more. So it's much better now for Australia, but there is a bit more of a kinder looking head for the Irish, just to try and flop in. But I don't think they'll be charging at it. Just same thing, just trying to pack the head, get another one in there. And as you can clearly see, if you're looking at percentage of this head, well, Ireland are completely outnumbered, 4-1. So you've got to reduce those percentages, get them back in your favour. And the best way to do that is get more bowls in there. And Ian McClure,
he's flopped in. He's got a little nudge of the jack, but it's gone straight back onto Corey Wedlock's bowl.
Yeah, he's played that perfect, Ian McClure. He's gone from 1 down to 1 down, and he's got another bowl in there and pretty much hidden the second shot. So couldn't have played it much better. These players, look at that head. Every bowl pretty much in this game, and all bowls behind catching, you never know, with this jack movement. So all players playing well and giving their bowls a chance in these conditions. And the direction of this head is right into that.
Australia have just scored a 2 against Ireland in the women's triples semi-final. They lead at 4-3.
So this bowl of Aaron Sheriff's going straight into the wind right now, into that northwester. Well, no, he's going. Well, is he going to get back in time? No.
Send it up a fair way out. So for the first time, Ireland will have last bowl here. 2 to come for Martin McHugh. 1 for Aaron Sheriff. So let's see what the Irish skip can conjure up with his opener in this fourth end.
Yeah, it's really a high-quality match here. Look at these tick-for-tat shots. You're trying to move things around inches, and that's when you know it's just classy touch shots being provided here by both teams. Martin McHugh trying to crack an egg. He's just going to finish under. That's the good weight he was after, just crack an egg. He's got 1 to come. Aaron Sheriff, well, he knows. Over there at around about 8 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock, he's outnumbered. He wants to get something in there. Aaron Sheriff. That's pretty good. That's a good home. I can't quite tell how many, but I just wanted to see what the tee's doing. I can't quite see.
There's a lot of people in the way.
Yeah, so if the bowl was contacted that's on the jack here, it could kick off the front blue and work its way back into the pack. So I think you might see a fraction more weight from Marty McHugh here. It's going to drift away. So 1 down it is to Ireland and 1 to Australia.
So they level proceedings. We've split the opening 2 ends and we've seen multiple ends in a row for both nations. Sits on a knife's edge still. Australia starting to work their way in. Such a close match we expect here. Ireland, they are the Commonwealth champions. They are one of the teams with the target on their back, and they came here in March for the multi-nations, Barry. They came here last November just to get adapted to the conditions. They knew the World Bowls Championships were going to be played here on the Gold Coast, and they came down to get some experience. They came in March, and look at how well they've done. It's provided dividends, or hasn't it?
Very, very well said there, Val. Yeah, last year we had I think it was a 3-day series against Ireland. It might have been 2 days, but they came out for about a week. And they moved around a little bit, tried to have a good look at all the different venues. We had a good hit out against them at Broadbeach and Musgrave. And I remember the green at Musgrave in particular, Stewie Bennett, they're cheering this on to pass the front one. Well, he's passed, and that'll do for shot for now. And I remember the conditions at Musgrave during that series, and the green just outside the kitchen there would have been 18 seconds.
That's quick.
Very, very firm, like this table we're working on today, and very windy. And I remember the Irish saying, you know, that these conditions is something they'd never obviously play anywhere near back home, but that's why they were out there, just to get the experience. And it was a bit of a live and learn sort of tour, and have a bit of a hit out against the Aussies. And those 3 trips in the last 15 months, like you say, definitely paying off. And they can't do it without the support of the Irish Bowls, Irish Sports Federation. And as we see a nice shot from Stewie Bennett, and it just goes to show these athletes and these programs need the funding, and it's good to see that their country getting right behind them.
Well, it is working because Ireland are playing so well. This one here from Aaron Tees works its way back. Martin McHugh popping his foot down. Very interesting contest so far. This is end 5, or almost a third of the way through this match. And the winner will go through to the gold medal contest tomorrow morning to play against Scotland or New Zealand. Scotland lead 5-2.
Yeah, so knowing all these players very well, the Irish players are just doing nothing out of the normal here. So to our viewers, knowing these players and seeing how they've gone about it for so many years, Ian McClure, Marty McHugh, animated behind the head. You can see clapping there from Ian McClure. Plenty of voice moving around the head. Yes, we are live streaming this game, but they are not here to service us. We're here to service this game, and they're trying to win a world title against the Aussies on their home soil.
Adam McEwen, he's not far away. Both Ian and Martin like it.
And if you could hear them, Val, which we can.
Oh, yeah.
They are screaming. They are literally screaming at these bowls and encouraging them, and that's what they're doing, and that's what they're well renowned for. So the Irish are playing their natural game and having an absolute crack against the Aussies here.
So Ireland currently holding sway. Australia and Ireland, their thirds go down. Carl Healy and Ian McClure. They are so passionate, the Irish. They want to see themselves do well. They want to see themselves in a gold medal match.
Yeah, all the games so far very close. The only difference between the women's triples semi-final, New Zealand and Canada, is that 5 dropped a couple of ends ago. So you can see right across all the games going on right now, there's really nothing in any of them. And it took a wonder shot from Val Smith to make that 5. So these conditions, very hard to pack the head and create the numbers and the bowls around the head to create then those big counts. And everyone's out there trying their best and screaming after their bowls and cheering them on. And this is as good as it gets.
The passion is high out there. Ireland's run at the Com Games last year. They enjoyed a pretty decent section where, well, they finished second. Canada got the chocolates there, going undefeated, but Ireland were able to defeat Scotland in the quarterfinals, 18-15. Then Wales, 18-9, and their lucky number 18, they defeated India 18-5 in the decider. So if they get to 18 today, they'd fancy themselves, although it's pretty low scoring. Only singles scored so far. Baz, the first multiple will be telling for whoever or whichever team gets it.
Yeah, well, currently as it sits, Ireland holding, I'm fairly confident it's 3, depending if that front blue beats the back red over there at sort of 5 o'clock. Well, that could be enough to count. It's borderline. It's borderline 4 or borderline 2. It's hard for us to pick, but Aaron Sheriff, he got a really good guide in from Carl Healy. So that bowl over there, just short of 3 o'clock in front of the Aussies where they're standing, that's a really good guide for Aaron. So he knows if he just beats that bowl, he should be going close to getting a shot, or he might play what he prefers, and that could be the forehand. So it looks to be forehand for Aaron. And if Aaron draws this, I think his teammates might choose to play more bowls in this hand, as Ireland seem to find it.
He's close. Well, he has drawn it, Barry Lester. And let's see if what you're talking about is going to happen.
Yeah, so I think what that will do, especially if Australia win this end, I think that what might instigate Aaron to have a chat to his team and say, Ireland's just held 3 or 4 on the crossover, all playing that side of the rink. Do we want to get on there too? Or is it too early for that? And these are the chats, as you can see them there.
Yeah.
There's no better thing for me in bowls from a team perspective is when you see 4 players right there standing on top of each other. They're communicating. They're talking about wind. They're talking about, what do you think how Ireland are going to go about this match? Do you think they're going to drive? They're going to draw? What are your reads? And everyone's chipping in and everyone's adding their little opinion. And that's all the ingredients to coming up with a some kind of remedy to try and win this match. And Aaron might miss something, Carl might miss something, and Corey might find something that someone didn't sort of necessarily see. So they're the little meetings now, whereas if they're all spread out, one sitting on the bank, one standing on the left, one standing on the right, they can't get together for these little team chats. So Marty McHugh, it'll be big weight. He played this earlier, looking for the bowl clean.
He's not far. Just going to drift under and almost got the jack on the rebound.
He's got the tee out of that.
Yes, he has. So he's going to have another opportunity at this. Great effort there from Martin McHugh. Australia currently holding one, only going up in ones. They had a really low-scoring encounter against Norfolk Island in the sectional rounds yesterday. Did Australia. This one looking like it's going to be very similar. War of attrition. And of course, Baz, no time limit, so you can chat all you want. You can consult with every single member of your team if you need to. And we know that, you know, some people call it time wasting, but there's no such thing here. And you see, I think we saw in the triples last week, Ian McClure and Martin McHugh talk a lot. A lot of people don't like that as much, but it's not time wasting because they are so consistent in doing it.
Yeah, Aaron Sheriff, well, strategic shot again here. He knows if this bowl leaves ahead, he's one down. But he also knows that, or a couple down, but he also knows he's one down at the tee. So Martin McHugh here has 2 seconds. His job is to play the hand where if he hits this shot bowl out, the result is not to remove both of his Irish bowls. So if he cleans that red bowl out, is it going to clean any of the other Irish bowls out? So it might be forehand, just purely go for the jack, but then he doesn't want the front bowl off target through his other two. So it could be forehand straight at the jack here. I think it is. Needs jack movement.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow, bear jack at that speed very rarely stays in, but he didn't get enough of it. Very stiff there, Marty McHugh.
Rebounded off another bowl and went right into the belly, or near the belly, of an Australian one. The Aussies take a 13 in a row and a third of the way through this contest. Australia lead it 3-2. Anyone's game. Ireland were right in the zone.
Yeah, brilliant stroke from Marty McHugh, and I've really sung his praises when it comes to his conversion play. One of the best in the world, and I will continue to sing them as long as Marty represents Ireland. One of the best conversion players going around, and we saw that earlier on when he killed the end and they lost one on the tee. But if you are playing to a bear jack at that speed, Val, 9 times out of 10, that bowl will go out of bounds.
Exactly.
It'll kill
right.
or go in the ditch. And on that particular occasion, it just flicked and stayed, and Australia scored the one. So it's a heated battle out there, Val. Everyone contributing, everyone up and about. They know it's game on.
Certainly do. And yet, John, we have had a second stream throughout the entirety of this fortnight where the Gold Coast Tweed boys have been doing a great job providing 3 other streams in addition to ours. We're dedicated, we are Bowls Australia, we're dedicated to following the Australians, but the other stream has been following internationals. So we've covered, I think, 35 different nations at this World Bowls Championships, and we've pretty much documented it. We put out the schedule weeks in advance.
Corey Wedlock, nice starter. Stewie Bennett, well, he's playing well on this side of the rink. Just the way the conditions are, Val, I think the most effective hand for consistent draw bowling and packing heads is the actual grandstand side today. It just seems to be the kind of hand, as we see Corey Wedlock, just looking to correct. But even his probably priority now is not to get shot, just slide in behind. So that's good lead bowl. And that now gives Teasy and Carl something to play to. So as the conditions aren't easy to nail, it's just so important to play to those good scoring areas. And these Australian Jackaroos players do a lot of training with their yellow mats. And the yellow mats are like a triangle that start from near where the jack is and work back to the back of the green, going outwards. And where Corey Wedlock's put that second bolt, that's definitely right in that scoring zone. So the idea is for Teasy to try and bring that bowl into the match because he's put it in a good location. And then Stewie Bennett, well, that's great leading also. 1 on 1 behind, matching Corey's bowl. So this is a really good game to commentate as we're seeing a bit of everything.
A little bit of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely fantastic. Everybody seeming to be in the zone here and nobody knowing what the final outcome will be. It was pretty close in the men's triples for the first probably 8 or 9 ends as well, Baz, and Australia started to pull away. Will it happen again here, or will the Irish?
Yeah, just look at that angle, Val. Yep. See that angle?
That's swooping hard.
For me, that's the cleanest hand. So when I say clean, it's more predictable.
Yep.
It's when you send it out to where you want it to go, it looks like it's getting back really nicely. So I've just seen a couple of bowls come down on this side of the rink, just do a couple of things, get away a bit early or hang on a bit late. And it just seems to be the harder hand to get on. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out and if that grandstand side becomes the hand that everyone gravitates to.
Well, Ireland are going for it at the moment. Adam McEwen. Great finish, great weight control. Ireland really finding it this end and playing some sensational bowls. Carl Healy lining up now. I think he's going big at this. Big weight. Jack, and then it's come forward, Barry. It's hit the same bowl twice on the way through.
Well, we saw it in the last game, Val,
wow.
The South African match versus Australia. We said there was a couple of results, and we said if it goes against you, you want it to come, back towards you the next time. So last end, Jack movement went against them. Jack movement went for them. So they're 1-1 when it comes to the unique Jack movement.
Unbelievable. And it kind of happened in the Australia-Ireland triples match when Carl Healy smacked the Jack. It came off the bank, went forward and out of bounds.
Oh, and I probably should have started by saying, not that it deserves to go there, and it shouldn't. The Jack, there's no way it should go where it ended up. But it's just amazing how, when it does, sometimes in this game, it finds a way of evening out. Great hit by Carl Healy. Should have killed, should have went in the ditch, should have done a lot of things that it deserved. But unfortunately, this game just continues to throw up these things, and you just hope that at the end of the day, we all get our fair share.
And we've said it throughout the fortnight, bowls giveth and bowls taketh away. It has opened things up a little bit from a head perspective. Another little nudge of the Jack there from Ian McClure. So what will Carl Healy do now? Cold draw, probably.
Carl Healy on the charge here, chasing after this one. He's looking for some Jack. He's got it. What a shot, Carl Healy.
What a weight control there from Carl, or what an exhibition of weight control.
So Ian McClure. The call here is Jack in the ditch or both bowls. So Australia currently holding 2. Ian McClure looking for both bowls or the Jack here, as we see lining up on the mat. Setting up, holds the bowl under his eyes. Big swing, a lot of body movement, looking for the Jack or the bowls. Just missing high. So Carl Healy,
great
absolute cracker there, down on the forehand. 2 down, or 1 or 2 down to 2 up. It's we're seeing everything here, Val. All the shots in the book. Draw, drive, convert, trailing the jack. I mentioned it's going to be probably similar to yesterday afternoon. A lot of jack movement. They are the kind of conditions that do present a lot of jack movement, especially with the extra couple of bowls. You got 16 bowls out there across the distance or the duration of an end. You're going to see some form of jack movement, and that's where covering that tee early is so important. So Aaron just pulling up short there, as we see. Not sure if it's in the way or not. So Martin McHugh, Irish skipper. Last year's Commonwealth Games skipping falls winner at Birmingham with weight. Looking for jack or bowls. He wants the jack clean here. He's played it perfect. No, there's a grimace. Well, I'm not sure what's happened, ladies and gentlemen, but the jack, Martin McHugh's got the jack absolutely in the middle to go in the ditch for one, and I think it's come back up the green. Well, no, it's gone out of bounds. So it's gone out of bounds, which means the jack is respotted, and Carl Healy, I'm sure, was indicating one shot to Australia. So Martin McHugh, jack movement everywhere here. Aaron Sheriff trying to draw another. And he has. So that bowl just behind the jack there is of Aaron Sheriff's is a counter. It's the shot. So as we see there, front on view, Ireland, all four players confronted with this situation. They were confronted with this situation a fair few times in the triples last week against Australia, and most times sort of elected to play some form of weight. For me, if Aaron Sheriff can get back on the forehand with the same line bowls as Marty McHugh, I really think that Marty can draw this. Forehand, send it out. There is a backhand option, maybe look for both bowls or run the jack in the ditch. But if they take their nearest bowl out, which is up the front near the centre line, I feel they'll probably be 3 or 4 down. So it's a tricky shot. For me, forehand draw, reduce the count or draw the shot himself. And if he does happen to draw the shot, he'll make it very hard on his opposition.
So this is really big, Barry.
It is, and for me, Val, we saw Ireland play a lot of weight in these situations last week. So, and I was interested, and I said it from the start: are they going to continue to play this way? We're about to find out.
Telling it to get down on their haunches, all of them.
Looking for both bowls.
Just sneaking through. Miserly close, but the Australians open up a little bit of a gap. They've now won 4 ends in a row, and it's the first multiple of the game. 5-2 after 6. Someone trying to get an Aussie, Aussie, Aussie chant going in the crowd, and it has fallen on deaf ears. And one man in the other grandstand just goes with it. I think it might have been our good friend Darren Jackson. He's an avid watcher of Ringside Live. So, Corey Wedlock to start proceedings. He's really lifting Corey Wedlock. He's had a splendid tournament. Stuart Bennett looking to match him or go better. And that will do the job. A place in the gold medal match against New Zealand or Scotland on the line. You can see all the scores in the top right-hand side of your screen. Australia's women's triples, they're looking good at the moment against Ireland. New Zealand over Canada, they are flying. And Scotland and New Zealand in the men's fours, 5-4 in favour of Scotland. Another good one there from Corey, but Stuart Bennett currently holding sway. And they've got the ascendancy to Ireland. Two great bowls there from Stuart Bennett. His weight was sensational. The one on the wing might not come into it, but if need be, it's there, it's passed.
Yeah, all four bowls really effective here, Val. And Corey Wedlock, he's played two bowls right down the centre as Aaron Tees looks to trail a jack. Corey Wedlock's played two bowls right down the centre, and he's played them on the forehand, the grandstand side. So I thought he may have switched over, and he has, and so far he's got two bowls right in the scoring zone. But Stewie Bennett, he's had the ability to really nail the jack this match. He's been rock solid, Stewie Bennett.
Adam McEwen sitting in, and now they've got the back bowl, that first bowl of Stuart Bennett. Waiting to catch if there's anything there. Aaron Tees has already played one ripper in this direction. Nearly at 1:30 local time. This match just over an hour old. Aaron Tees, what has he got here? The crowd like it, and the Australian team like it as well. But has it fattened up the target?
Yes, it sure has, Val. Big target here for Adam McEwen. Here we go. Beautiful stroke, forehand. Needs some connection. He's played it.
Yep, certainly has. He's cleared things up.
It's close. Going to be close for shot. I'm not sure who's got it. Our mark is going in for a little inspection. Is it the front blue?
It is blue. That's a very good shot. So that one's probably not going to affect the count too much. Really tense start to this one.
Okay, Ian McClure. Shaping up on the forehand. 4 shots the diff here after 6 ends on the top green at Club Helensvale. Green speed 16 seconds. Players playing in the north-south direction. Ian McClure sent this on the way forehand. See players in around the head, encouraging his bowl on here, asking it to hurry. He's played it well here, Ian McClure. He's made 2 out of it.
The back end of this Irish lineup, this Irish unit, Ian McClure and Martin McHugh have played a plethora of matches together. They have been in the squad for nigh on 30 years, Barry. They know what it's like. They know what these positions are like to be in. They understand how to deal with pressure. Carl Healy, what's he got?
Well, just going through the hole. Great attempt. Good intent from Carl. He didn't want to leave that short. few options to work on off his own. Get the jack down the line into that little catchment. As you see there, Ian McClure approaching the mat. Gives his hand a little shake. Likes to have the bowl on the green. Very rarely see anyone hand a bowl to Ian McClure. Likes to have it down on the ground, pick it up himself. Aaron Sheriff, very similar. Prefers to pick up his own bowl. You see these little superstitions or routines from these players. So Ian McClure out on the forehand again, looking to play something similar. Those 3 green shirts in and around the head, encouraging this bowl on. Well, that's maybe counting and protecting the jack. So Aaron Sheriff, I think he's going to get the big stick out here, Val.
Which we love seeing. We love seeing a big drive. We're very lucky that we get to see a lot of it here in Australia.
Forehand for me, Aaron. Knowing Aaron, it's a beautiful, beautiful forehand drive. Here he goes. It's swinging weight.
Yeah, not too big.
Backhand it is.
Now, Aaron T's on his haunches already. He's close.
Time, and then Jack. Well, he's got the Jack.
Has it gone forward again?
Well, that's unbelievable, Val.
That Jack.
I cannot emphasise how rare this is. That's how many is that? Is that 4 now?
No, 3 still.
That's 4 because of the Marty McHugh one when he drove last end.
Oh, sorry, Jack. I thought you meant the count.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Wow. So already.
Wow.
Just some really awkward, uncanny results that the game can present itself. Once a bowl hits a jack with that kind of weight, you just expect it to kick out and go out of bounds.
But the thing for Aaron Sheriff now, Baz, is that he's opened things up. It's a different line, but they're 3 down. Martin McHugh with an opportunity to pop a 4th in.
That's right, Val.
If Aaron Sheriff can... Well, he's given himself room to cut the count down at least, but this might be the best of the lot from Martin McHugh.
Well, he's closed the room down. He's only given Aaron Sheriff about a foot of room there. So Aaron's got to not only get close, but he's got to have it hidden ideally, not have it left sitting out, because if it's sitting out in the open, Marty McHugh will be looking for it.
He sure will.
Sheriff, can he get this back? So stiff with his last delivery.
And he's chasing it well too. He's chasing it, Barry. Aaron Sheriff wants it to go. Is it going to hold, or is it going to find a gap here? It is. What does it cut the count down to? Still 2, so an opportunity here for Martin McHugh to possibly level the scores. Marker holding 2 paddles up. Or, Barry, tell us what you're thinking.
I think you're not going to get many. Well, as much as he's got a yard of room to count for 3, and 3 is great, and of course he wants to score 3, but he has an opportunity just to play an overweighted draw shot on the backhand and sit that last bowl of Aaron Sheriff's and make 5. And if they make 5, you're talking all of a sudden 7-5, and the ends are starting to get away. Is the easier shot just to put one down there and draw another, or do you start looking at that bowl, or do you go looking at it with solid weight and just make it a 4? So Marty McHugh, safer option on the backhand. Less chance of jack movement. Don't know if he's there. It's going to be 2 to Ireland.
So Australia still in front, but Ireland closed the gap. They end a run of 4 straight ends to the Australians. And after 7 ends, it's 5-4. Ireland score their first multiple of the contest. Scotland leading New Zealand 8-4 after 7. Australia in the women's triples lead Ireland 7-5 after 10. New Zealand lead Canada 10-4 after 8. A nervous hush sits eerily at Club Helensvale.
Yeah, the spectators here, Val, are witnessing some, just some unique results and just some, really unexpected jack movement. You know, when players are charging into the head like they are, looking to move bowls and move jacks, you never really, or very rarely are you contemplating the fact that it might go forward 4 and 5 and 6 feet. And to see that already 3 or 4 times in this match is, after 7 ends, is not something you'd see very often at all. And already there we see Corey Wedlock. Well, it's all about the grandstand side for Corey now. He had a good solid look at the other side of the rink early on in the game, and now he's going with Stewie Bennett. And
big gust of wind comes through, Baz.
Well, the way that wind is right now is the windiest it's been since the tournament started for me, Val. That wind is right from the north, and that's punching straight into the players down the other end of this green. That's absolutely bashing Stuart Bennett's bowl now. Will it take its toll, or will Stewie adjust to the conditions?
Australia in the women's triples.
Well, that's enough.
Just netted a 4, Barry. So they lead Ireland 11-5. That's after 11. 7 ends to play there. So we near the halfway point of this match. It's been so evenly poised. Looks like we're in for a grandstand finish. I know it's still early days. Corey Wedlock right on the money.
Yeah, great correction for Corey. Did all the right things with his first, gave it a chance. Backed the weight off a touch with his second, got down beautifully to the jack there. So Adam McEwen, he's just going to try to build ahead. Key here is not even trying to get the shot. His job now is to try and build a target, get bowls into the area, start creating opportunities for his back end.
It's going around the back. That's not a bad home either. Bennett, McEwen, McClure and McHugh.
Yeah, you see a bit of deliberation here. Yes, okay, so Aaron Sheriff said, you know what? While it's open and while it's easier to get to the tee, let's go there now. We're holding a very good front toucher, something that's going to be hard to beat. Let's get to the tee now. So, once again, there's getting close to the tee and there's nailing the tee. And Aaron Tees has done a pretty good job there. Adam McEwen, this time just trying to narrow up a touch, get another one around it. He's played this very well. So you can see on the screen there so many other games going on. New Zealand, Scotland, only 4 in it after 7. Aaron Tees wants to get away now. Doesn't want to crack an egg. Yeah, Aaron Sheriff asking that one to get out. And Australia, Ireland, 11-5. New Zealand, Canada. Well, the difference of that match is still that 5 that Val Smith made early on. 6 up.
This match right here. 5-4 Australia lead. Only a couple of multiples. Every head has been close. Every head has had something. A spot in the final up for grabs. That final, men's 4s, will be tomorrow morning. 9 a.m.
So Ian McClure patiently sets up. As we see there, big bend in the knees, nice and low, smooth release. Iconic delivery in the bowls world for the last 30 years. Indoor and outdoor world champion, Com Games gold medalist. Winning that famous World Indoor Pairs many years ago with the great Jeremy Henry.
Pretty handy indoor bowler, Jeremy Henry. He's won the World Bowls Indoor Championships a fair few times. And outdoor as well.
Yeah, he won't be far away, Jez.
2000.
He'll be watching from afar. I think he might already be in Bali, but g'day to the great Jeremy Henry. As Ian McClure approaches the mat again here. Carl Healy, try and get a good look on where that finished. Yeah, just on that high line there.
Corey Wedlock again in this direction. He's had a couple of front hoppers, Baz.
Yeah, I'm just assessing this call here. Ireland, just the one in there. Ian just needs to be careful. Doesn't want to shift their nearest bowl a couple of rolls. He's trying to crack an egg on this shot bowl. They're saying, hurry. He must be close here, Ian McClure.
Not far.
Any contact? Well, he's come to a good home.
Very good. If that jack spills out at all, they're waiting.
Carl Healy falls off that back one. That's perfect.
And that is perfect. That has just protected things a little bit, but are we going full weight here, Baz?
Yeah, so that's the experience of Aaron Sheriff. Great call, getting Aaron Tees to get to the tee early. So all of a sudden, when you look at this head, you go, oh, gee, it'd be great to have one at the tee if you're Ireland. Well, Australia already sorted that out. They went there early.
Yep.
So for me, I think the key for Marty McHugh here, if he's playing any weight, I think he needs to play weight that if he's high, he either pumps the blue bowls up into the tee, or if he can get through himself, he'll get a back bowl, because ideally you want to play big weight at this. Marty McHugh, well, he is going solid.
What's he got? Oh, he's knocked all of the Irish bowls out. And how is the tee placed?
Yeah, well, the triples last week, we saw it a few times. Some weighted shots not quite paying off for Ireland. They had to go for that, though. Already 2 down. Now potentially 3 down.
Looks like 3.
I'm not sure what's happening at the back. Can't quite see if they've got something anywhere around where they're standing. There is a couple of bowls back there. So Ireland now holding 2 down, and I don't think they're holding anything at the back.
Aaron Sheriff is just going straight back there.
Yeah, trying to load that tee up with more shots. Marty McHugh, depending on how many's down on the tee, will decide whether he wants to go at this again or not. But Aaron Sheriff, if he gets the opportunity, he'll be sniffing around that wing bowl out the side there, trying to maybe sit it for 5. If Marty McHugh can crack that shot bowl of Corey Wedlock's and spit the jack out, he might manage to get the shot, but he's already 3 down. I think he's 2 down on the tee as well. Big moment in this match, just on the halfway mark. Ireland picking up a big 2 last end to get back within a couple. Just the 1 down, 5-4, tight match. No one wants to drop a multiple. You don't mind maybe dropping a 1 and trying to claw him back, but Marty McHugh might just try and play a big draw shot here, cut it back, or play a runner, try and reduce the count. Well, forehand with weight. We've seen these bowls hang out from there. Just not ripping like you think they would. And there we go. For some reason, what seems to be the wide side, bowls just running out. Aaron Sheriff, he's got a free shot here just to add. Too much room for Aaron. 4 feet of room. Four it is.
That is huge to the Australians. So Darren Jackson does finally get some responses with his Aussie, Aussie, Aussie chant. And Australia just opened things up a little bit. 9-4, we're over the halfway point. And they have won 5 of the last 6 ends. And it's sort of a similar pattern to the men's triples semi-final a week ago at Broadbeach. Australia 11-7 in the women's triples. New Zealand coming back against Scotland. 5-8 the score there in the other men's fours semi. And New Zealand against Canada, 12-4 they lead. What an epic it was against Malaysia for them this morning. Val Smith winning it with the final bowl of the final end. Corey Wedlock continues. He just gets better and better as matches go on.
Yeah, switching to that grandstand side's completely changed not only the shape of this match, but Corey Wedlock's ability to nail the jack early on, very solid in the area. Switching to that hand, just that kind of drawing side, gives him that opportunity to actually nail it like that. So, great switch by Corey Wedlock.
Corey again. Starting to flex his muscle. And again, one in a similar spot, but he spilled the jack out, and that jack has actually moved a fair way, and Ireland currently holding. Give you some score updates from the women's pairs over at Club Musgrave. Malaysia, they lead Scotland 9-6. So that's Alina Nawawi and Ain Nabila Tarmizi against Emma McIntyre and Claire Anderson. 9-6, Malaysia up. And Malta lead England 13-5 after 10. Rebecca and Connie Rickson lead Sophie Tolchard and Amy Farrow 13-5. Wow. Ireland currently with the shot. Aaron Tees steps up to the mat. How he would love a gold medal draped around his neck. How all of them would, the 8 combatants here.
Well, that's right, Val. If Aaron Tees can make it through to the final and somehow pick up a gold, all the work will be left for Aaron Wilson, for all the men to come away with one. And as we're getting closer to the end of this event, the overall trophies are starting to take shape as well.
They are. Australia winning the Paras, the Taylor and Leonard trophies to be decided.
Nice shot coming in here. Adam McEwen played it well, just out. Yeah, so the overall trophies, well, he has drawn it. Great shot, Adam McEwen.
That is sensational.
Overall trophies, it's not something they'll be playing on their mind, but from afar they'll be monitoring it, just checking in, just to see what the points are doing and how that's coming about. Not a bad feeling walking away from a world championship, knowing that you are the champion team, overall team of the event for both the men's and women's disciplines.
Makes you feel like you've worked at something as a collective, and to be the best performed team at a World Bowls Championships, well, you must be pretty damn good. And that's what so many of these players have won before. The Taylor Trophy, will Australia be dethroned? Haven't lost the Taylor Trophy since 2004, Barry Lester.
Yeah, you look back on their amazing achievements in 2-8, 12 and 16. It's been a dominant performance from the female Aussie teams. And, of course, now they're out there trying to finish off this match. Not much in it, only the 4 shots, but as it sits on this current head, Ireland rolling the jack, trying to gain some momentum. Ian McClure, he's looking to just try and nestle and stay around here. He's done that. So catchment of bowls there for Ireland starting to take shape. Little reverse umbrella around the bottom of that head. And that's the idea of this game of bowls. If you can build an umbrella at the back of the head, your skips and thirds, well, it's their job then to play into it. Carl Healy, forehand, jack length, 24 metres. Right under this grandstand. We'll start to see the shadow start to creep over soon. Ian McClure. Marty McHugh. So many times have they stood opposite ends to each other on a bowling green, communicating at major events all around the world for so many years. Marty McHugh backing in Ian McClure to try and trail this jack. To breathe some life into the Irish team.
They want it. They don't mind it. They're all on their haunches.
He's close.
Ian McClure so close. He sat the bowl away.
It's close. I still think Australia has it. We're just checking on our marker there. Maybe. Well, we're going to find out. So it is 2 to Ireland.
Yep. So he's got the shot there. Or one of the shots anyway, he's counted.
So Aaron Sheriff, well, talking about umbrellas and bowls catching, he's got a couple of bowls out there where Aaron Tees is standing. He knows that's where he wants the jack. Forehand, looking for about 4 to 6 feet of weight, enough weight to dislodge some Irish bowls or hang around. And he's high. Well, he's kicked another Irish bowl over. So the key to that shot for Aaron Sheriff was to hang around if he didn't get good connection on something. And he's just kicked off the half of that bowl and moved out to the back. So as you see there at the bottom of the screen, Ireland have those 3 bowls in a line there. Marty McHugh, even though he's holding 2, he'd be thinking this is too easy for Aaron Sheriff. I need to change this up. What can I do? How can I potentially turn a bowl up or shift the jack out of there? So it's going to be backhand. He's trying to turn this front blue bowl up over the jack.
Not far away.
Another one catching now.
Yeah, well, this is a really, really promising head from an Ireland point of view. And they'll be licking their lips and salivating at the prospect of maybe a big collect to get themselves back in this contest. By no means are they out of it. Still plenty of time.
Massive moment in this game, Val.
Aaron
Probably
Sheriff.
none bigger for me. 2 shots to Ireland. They're well and truly back in it, with 1 to come from Marty McHugh. And Aaron Sheriff looking to remove a couple of Irish bowls here.
He's close. Something has spilled through, and it has worked out for Australia. Well, we said it. Bowls giveth and bowls taketh away. Well, that is as fortunate a result as you can get. And no celebration there from the Aussies at all. Just a show of respect. Can you believe that, Barry?
I'm just trying to get all the information together. Aaron Sheriff, only a bowl and a half on target. I've got to make sure I sell this best as I can, Val. Bowl and a half off target. Just kicking the jack out. An effective conversion shot, but the maximum result, one would say. So, well done to the Aussies. No celebrations.
Had to be in the area and
Definitely,
was.
Yep.
But
just clipping the jack on the way out.
Yeah, and the way that bowl sort of rolled through definitely wasn't what the Australians...
No, Aaron Sheriff was looking for the bowl through jack or bowl through bowl. And he just got a little jack on the way out and flicked it out, and down the line it went to create a 2. And as it sits here, Ireland now have to play a big conversion shot themselves, and I think it's straight up the line, really quick, looking for both bowls of Australia. Let's see what Marty McHugh can do.
He's gone big and missed. So Australia somehow get their way out of trouble, and the margin sits at 7, and Ireland, well and truly on the back foot now.
And you were quick to notice that, Val, and well done. A good pickup. And Australia they didn't show any emotion after that result of Aaron Sheriff's, and that's the maturity, experience, and the gentleman's agreement they have and the respect they have for their opposition. Aaron Sheriff, little off course, got a maximum result with the jack movement, kicked off a bowl, went down the line, and no celebrations. And that's the game of bowls. It will present all those sometimes good and sometimes rare results, and you've just got to front up again and get the job done, keep moving forward. Long way to go still. 5 ends to play, still only 7 shots in it, as we see Aaron Sheriff and Ian McClure just having a chat around the back of their head there. They would be just saying, yep, in the area, got a good result. You know, that's bowls. So great to see the opposition having a good old chat about that. And Stewie Bennett, from what we can see there, Stewie Bennett's probably won that so far. Corey Wedlock, great location. When you're 11-4 up, just keep pumping him behind. In a fours match, just keep trying to press into the jack, shift it backwards, give your bowler a chance. So just under on that occasion. What can Stuart Bennett do? Needs about 2 feet of correction. They're cheering, they're yelling, hurry, Stewie, hurry, lad. And he's played it well. Can he get on the centre line? Well, he can. He's nailed the jack, Stuart Bennett. So as it sits, 11-4, Ireland did all the hard work last end to hold 2. Unfortunately for them, it didn't work out. They've got to rebuild. Aaron Tees, well, he's not going to let them have it easy. Puts one there inside a foot. And I did mention to Val a little bit earlier, for those viewers, I just felt that the grandstand side was the kind of conditions for this particular direction and these particular, the way the wind's blowing. We're seeing now every bowl being played on this grandstand side. And that's the game smarts of these players. Realising that, finding the conditions easier on that side, and every player now, bowl after bowl, playing on that grandstand side. They just found that the inside line wasn't as consistent as Aaron Tees asking this one to hang on. Just getting away on him. He's going to hold for any contact. Almost. So this is the heat of the battle right now. Australia v Ireland. Both teams trying to make it to the final and play for gold. Stewie Bennett, Martin McHugh and Ian McClure picked up bronze last week in the triples. And of course, they're up against Wedlock, Healy and Sheriff, who picked up the gold in the men's triples. So another big rivalry happening. We see it time and time again at World Championships and Commonwealth Games level. Some of these big nations, big historical bowls nations, getting deep into these events. Class players everywhere, household names in these countries. So we see some scores there. Australia still holding on 4-0 over, by 4 shots over Ireland. 12-8 after 14. So they're motoring along, getting through their ends very, very quickly. 4 ends to go there. New Zealand locked in a really tight battle with Scotland. 7-8 after 9. And of
New
course,
Zealand have come back there, Barry.
They have?
Down 8-4.
Yes, they have. And of course, in the women's triple semi-final, after we saw Val Smith play the match winner this morning, after being down game, they find themselves in a commanding position, 14-6 up after 11. So Val Smith, if they progress through to the final, Val will sleep very easy tonight. And
Still
proudly,
confusing. It is still confusing.
yeah, and proudly knowing that she played that big match winner.
I thought you were talking about me, but no.
I
I'll sleep well. Don't worry.
I might even just try and get a chat with Val later, Val Smith, just to find out roughly how many games she has played for New Zealand. Of course, over the years, Val Smith and Joe Edwards, well, what a combination they were, as we see here. Ireland still holding one on the front by Stuart Bennett. Carl Healy looking to play a weighted shot, some kind of turning, timing, weighted shot. He's going to finish high.
But is he going around the back just to give some cover? Because Ireland have a couple of bowls back there.
Well, Ireland have two on the tee, Val.
Yep.
And they're loading up here. They're just going to keep loading up onto the tee because what we'll find is as much as they're holding one, if they can get another one on the tee here, they might actually play the shot themselves at some stage here, go quick for their shot bowl and try and kill the end to make that 3 on the tee. Well, that one's going to miss high. So as we can see there, well, it might be enough to count for the tee. Well, you tell me, Val. That should be in, I believe.
I think, well, that'd be 3. If they can get it, and I think Aaron Sheriff is going to put one back there now just to give themselves something there. If they can get one to land right on the tee, then it might,
Massive difference, Val. You've seen it now with Australian Opens and BPLs and that. You know, a bowl a yard or 4 feet away from the tee versus a bowl right on the tee is a huge difference. As Aaron Sheriff tries to just crack an egg on the shot bowl. So we see the Irish all leaning in here. What they're trying to do is just find the angle of if that bowl, the shot bowl up the front there, if it gets onto the jack, what's going to happen post-contact? You see, I love the players looking at it from the reverse and from the front, and they'll go around and they'll say, all right, what happens here, though, if we flick the shot bowl off clean? We're 4 down, 3 down.
Well, exactly, and that's a big problem. So Australia might look to have a go at that, and Aaron Sheriff might look to have a go at that, but with minimal weight, just to try and nudge the jack forward into that little catchment.
So Martin McHugh, he's putting another one on the tee. So if he can get 4 on the tee, Aaron Sheriff, for me, I think has to try and get to the tee and cop the one down. That's what I think he might do. I'm more than happy to be wrong because there's options galore. As I said, absolute heat of the battle. Carl Healy, he's got to try and sell this to Aaron Sheriff to the best he can. And once the deal is done, you've got to play the shot. You'd buy a car off Carl Healy, wouldn't you, Val?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100% I would.
Tee it is. So Australia taking their medicine, 1 down on the head, but 4 down on the tee. Unique circumstances, but these are the game smarts these players have and are aware of.
Aaron Sheriff needs it to get down, and it has gotten down to perfection.
Hats are off. There you go. You won't see a hat off very often for a bowl 20 feet from the head.
From both Carl and Teasy, so that's 2 hats off. So Australia should be happy with that. Now the maximum they can go down is probably a 2 here if the draw is good. But taking the medicine, as you said, Barry Lester, very important from an Aaron Sheriff point of view.
Yeah, they knew if with Marty's weighted shot and his beautiful conversion game, that they knew if they didn't get one there then, it was going to be much easier to drop a number. As we see Marty, he'll be just trying to do his best to draw another. They're asking it to turn in. One shot it is to Stewie Bennett. But they get the mat back now and they get a length, so they definitely won't go short.
So 10 ends played, 2/3 of the way through this contest. Ireland are fighting grimly. They are down by 6.
And you love to see it too, Val, Aaron Sheriff and Marty McHugh just having a little cheeky laugh with one another. And that cheeky little laugh would have been basically Aaron saying, gotcha, mate. Gotcha, mate. Got one on the tee. I knew what you were up to. You were going to drive that bowl straight through the jack and try and pick up a number. And, of course, you always run the risk, too, maybe the jack coming up out of the bank. But, of course, sometimes those parts of the game, you just can't control them. So what you can control is what the next 4 ends look like for Ireland. And they've had a team chat, a good little minute together. What are we doing with the jack? What are we going to do to win this game? Still nothing in it. 6 shots, 4 ends to play.
So New Zealand with a big lead in the women's triple semi-final over Canada, 16-6. Australia lead Ireland 12-10 with 3 ends to play there. That is going right down to the wire. The men's fours, well, Scotland have just taken a 4. They're up 8-7. It's now 12-7. They're also after 10. So this match and the Scotland-New Zealand match should be over at similar times. Malaysia in the women's pairs leads Scotland 11-9. That's after 13 ends. Ain Nabila Tarmisi and Alina Nawawi leading Emma McIntyre and Claire Anderson. And then Rebecca and Connie Rickson lead Amy Farrow and Sophie Tolchard 18-6 after 13. Wow. What a story. Malta might be on their way to a gold medal match. Right here, though, Corey Wedlock sticking on that grandstand side.
Yeah, Stewie Bennett, they've extended the length. Corey Wedlock, if he just get anywhere behind here, that's great leading. A new length, big clap from Gary Willis, the Australian coach, on the sidelines. He knows that's exactly where you want to be. And when you're playing with Aaron Sheriff, a man of all that ability, there's only one way to maybe get on Aaron's dark side.
Be in his way?
You just be in his way. If you
How many times have you done that for him, Baz?
Oh, it's after you
Or
play
to him.
after you play long enough with Aaron, it's pretty clear that he knows that he can play any shot available and any you name it. But there should be at no stage should you get in the way of him doing that, and that is the key to playing effective front end bowls. Not only should you try and get close, but you've got to stay out of the way. And your skip and third and your back end players are there to perfect their role or to execute their role. As we see a great correction from from Corey. So 1 on, 1 behind. Australia having the upper hand purely because they have that back bowl. But yeah, if you're out there trying to nail the jack, which everyone's trying to do, that's great. But just try and shift your mindset a little into, you know what, it's okay if I just try and feather the jack back or try and trail the jack back a foot or two. Because I know if I miss, I'll go to a good home. Just like that one there.
So, Aaron Tees pops in another. A gentle hush over Club Helensvale at the moment. Australians men's fours, they're in front. But by no means over. The crowd know it. Ireland, they are desperate to try and spoil the party here.
They want the jack. Going through the hole. 2 bowls the same from Adam McKeon. Nice little header bowl shaping up here. Australia holding the 2. Ireland with a couple of catches. So what can Aaron Tees do? As we saw, Val, this hand earlier proved pretty tricky for most players. Can Teesy master it? Well, that's a pretty good job of it.
He's done it twice as Aaron Tees. Tees with the keys. Scotland lead New Zealand 12-7. Australia in the other men's fours semi-final. The women's triples, as you can see there. Scores ticking up. Australia leading Ireland 12-10. New New Zealand leading Canada 16-6. Barry, you're seeing something here, and you're seeing them chat in the middle of the green.
Yeah, it's a case of, do you really go hard for a one here in terms of just putting the jack in the ditch for one, because Australia do have the backest, and then try and build from there? You know, if you put the jack in the ditch and then draw a couple later on, or do you still try and play that forehand finesse shot, trying to trail the jack down to where those two blue bowls are? It's either or. The only risky run then, if you are still trying to trail the jack on the forehand, is bringing those front bowls into play. Whereas for me, they're out of the game now, and it's probably best to try and stay away. Because if Ian McClure can put a couple down in on his backhand here, and if he doesn't actually get the shot, he might be able to put him into zones that actually have some result later on. So for me, it could be backhand with solid weight, jack in the ditch, or it could be just to draw a bowl in the head. Because 1 or 2 here from Ireland, still in this match.
Well, they're still in it either way, Barry, but going biggish weight here. This one probably not going to get there. We do apologise for where they're standing. We have told them. So, Australia, they want to put their foot down. Carl Healy on a couple of rings over, 12 all. What has Carl Healy got here, Barry?
He's got a counter. That's what he's got, Val. He's got a counter.
Now,
but
what are you doing if you're Ireland here?
Oh, you just need jack movement. They want it. They want it in the ditch. If the jack doesn't move, Marty McHugh will have 2 attempts at it, but they want it in the ditch. They're slightly narrow. They might clean a few out, but Marty McHugh's asked Ian McClure here to put this jack in the ditch. Not positive body movement so far.
He's missed everything.
So missing high.
So Aaron Sheriff now. Giving instructions to Carl Healy. Australia, they've got the tee. They've got the back bowl as well. They're in a very good position in this head. We've seen stranger things happen today, Barry Lester.
Yeah, it's a tough one here for Ireland. Not only down on the head, but
another back bowl too.
Back bowls are against. Yeah, Marty McHugh, with the way the conditions are and the way the head's position, I think he'll be still looking to run this jack in the pit here. If he does kill, well, of course, it'll go back to where exactly it is now. I can't imagine him playing some form of touch weight here after giving Ian 2 runs at it. I think he'll just try and look to get the jack in the ditch. If he does a good job of it, he scores a good one. And Ireland will be down by 5 with 3 to play.
It's sitting precariously for the Irish team. It's also sitting precariously for the Australian women's triples team against Ireland because they had a very healthy lead. It's 12 apiece now. Ireland have come back. They continue to do this. They start slow, but they finish so strong. 3 games in a row now.
So Marty McHugh is playing the hard weight just to arrive. He's under. I didn't sense that from Marty after giving Ian a couple of runs at it, but that's okay. He's had one look at it. Aaron Sheriff, I think his job is just to keep all those gaps open. You can see the gaps either side of the jack, one out near the wing. Don't want to block any of those gaps up. Make it a bit easier for Marty. So I think it'll be backhand. Probably the best result is just to tap that, land that wing bowl at 3 o'clock. Yeah, he's done a pretty good job of it to there.
So Australia will have the last bowl here. And that is what? So that's around probably 4, you think, Barry? Still 4?
Yeah, I can't see Ireland scoring any more than 1. So I think it's jack in the ditch. Wedlock's under for me. Needs to hold a lot.
Well, one out.
Probably still at least 2 to
Yeah.
Australia, maybe 3. Carl will give us a bit of a look here.
Marker hasn't held up the paddles. 2 for Australia. So does Aaron Sheriff go for the bowl, or does he just put another one in here, Barry, and just take the 3?
Now, Aaron Sheriff, I think for me, just try and 6-inch touch-up backhand. Something similar to his last. Probably just a bowl tighter. Seen these shots so many times over Aaron's career.
This is huge in the context of the match to make it a 7-shot margin. Is it going to get there for Aaron Sheriff? It is not.
Taken 2 out.
Yep, I'll probably measure for the 3rd. Nope, no need for it. It was 3 anyway. Australia, this is now sitting even more precariously for Ireland because, importantly for Australia, the margin is beyond a full count. If they continue to win ends, Ireland might not have the full allotment to catch them. (14-5). 4 ends remaining, including this one. Scotland lead New Zealand in the other semi-final 14-7. So will it be a case of deja vu where Australia will meet Scotland in the men's fours final as it happened in the men's triples? It was very close, but a couple of big collects to Scotland have got them back in this. Corey Wedlock staying on that grandstand side has really locked in this lead battle against Stuart Bennett.
Yeah, you can't emphasise enough how important it is as a team from a collective point of view to share their opinions in a team environment such as this. That chat a little bit earlier got Corey Wedlock over to that grandstand side. And since then, Australia's got on a pretty decent run. Stewie Bennett's had a really decent game too. They got to go now, Val. They've got to go now. They've got to pack some heads, not probably play weight too early. They need bowls together. They need some grouping. As Corey Wedlock looks to try and add a yard of weight. That's a nice correction in around the back there. So, yeah, I think for Ireland, for me, I think if they're going to try and stay in this match, they've just got to pack some bowls around their head.
Barry Lester, an end to play, and Australia have scored a 2 in the women's triple semi-final. They lead 14-12, and like it was in their quarterfinal this morning, Ireland require a 3 on the final end, or require a 3 to win on the final end, a 2 to send it to an extra end.
Yeah, and once again, I'm like a broken record. Team meeting in the middle of the green.
Communication,
Well,
very important.
You know, we spoke about, Val, the other day about scenario training. I know a lot of these players working heavily with the coaches and the support crew do their scenario training. Might be 5 ends to play, might be 5 down on the card. What's the game plan? What are you doing with the mat? Which hand are you playing? What are we doing if we draw a front toucher? Are we going to do the tee early? All that scenario training goes a long way for this exact moment in your bowling career.
Aaron Tees has gotten better and better as this match has worn on. Continues to find the answers. A little reset there coming from Teesy.
Yeah, so
some movement. Could have been maybe Dawn Heyman bowling her bowl.
yeah, if we can get a look at Tees, you'll see at the point of release, his eyes way up the green.
Yep.
We saw in the photo that the media and comms have been using BA the other day. Nice photo of Teesy delivering the bowl. Tongue out and eyes looking way up the other end as he draws a nice shot there. And that's a question we've got asked a couple of times, isn't it, Val? Where are people's eyes when they're bowling? And Aaron Tees, well, he's very easy to tell where he's looking way up the green at the point of release. As Adam McEwen tries to draw the shot. He's close here. He may have done
close.
it. I think he has.
Think so. Looks good. Is good, I think.
Okay. Dawn Heyman. Well, she's bowling her second delivery. First one 6 feet through. Second one 6 inches short. And 1 to Australia so far. So Ireland, Dawn Heyman, first bowl up, second bowl on. Nice head forming for the Aussies. With Ireland, 1 bowl 18 inches away, and they will have last bowl. So look out there as Carl Healy looks to get the shot back here.
So the Aussies leading by 9, which is more than a full count if they continue to score. Ireland are going to struggle to get to the full allotment of ends here. The Aussies are really pushing. And it's a very similar pattern to what happened in the men's triples semi-final last Friday.
Ian McClure walking back. He needs some jack movement down the line. 3 is a number they'll be looking for. Ian McClure, I think it's going, backhand it is. So he's looking for a little front toucher. Perfect result is about 18 inches trail to try and pick up 3. And then Australia will be trying to respond. Plenty of bowls around it. He looks to be on the quicker side, Ian McClure. Has he got any contact on a high line? So he's wiggled through. Made probably the 2 backest out of this particular end, but okay, Carl Healy, no mucking around. This one's on its way. Yeah, it's a nice spot for Carl. So Marty McHugh finds himself down 14-5 in this semi-final. Ian McClure, 1 bowl left.
Australia have forged on in this match. They've just been so professional as they look for another final. Barry, as this one comes in from Ian McClure, we've covered a plethora of matches. This is match number 23 for us personally on Ringside Live. What's been your favourite, if you can think of one?
Oh, well, just my favourite just because of, their experience and how they went about it and how probably unexpected without putting it rude, as I don't know anything about French bowls and French history. You stole
the words out of my mouth.
But the Mudry Bar game, definitely how France really took it to the men's triples team over there at Mudry Bar. So that's a game that really stands out for me. As Aaron Sheriff, you can flop back for shot or flop out
for no shot. No, I agree. That's been my favourite one. I think for the drama, we had a marriage proposal that was successful. We had a lightning interruption, which caused the game to be delayed by about 33 minutes. So, no, that was probably my favourite one in terms of just the ramifications Australia had to win to go through, and they ended up going on to win the gold medal. The narrative behind it, I think, was superb. And, France, a massive credit to them for how they played. They were sensational and just never said die.
Absolutely, Val. Yeah, well put. Yeah, so that's a standout game. Had a bit of everything in terms of the conditions as well. So,
yep. Rain, hail, or no hail, but shine, bit of everything.
But I'll come back to you. Have a bit more of a think about it. As Marty McHugh, well, he needs to play one of the toughest shots in the book here. Needs to draw the shot and touch it 6 to 8 inches for 3 here.
They don't mind it. They do not mind it here, the Irish. It's just going to drop under, but it will count.
Well, all of a sudden, Ireland have 2, but they also have 2 at the back.
So and constructed beautifully, I might add.
Interested. Well, I'm not sure if they have 2. I'm sorry. It's just that from where we're sitting, it looks like 2. And as you can see, Carl and Aaron having a study to see exactly what it is. So we can only go on what we see. But Aaron Sheriff, well, we've seen him do it so many times. He's going to try and dead draw this, I believe. I think he's going to try and dead draw it. As they cheer and yell and scream next door, Alex Marshall draws a front toucher. So all the noise, the sounds of the game, Val.
Yep. I know you love the sounds of the game, Barry Lester. This one is just going to go to the wing, so let's see what Ireland do.
Kelsey Cottrell, her last bowl for the match. Yes, it is. I think she's one down on the head, so currently holding game, but she'd be keen to get rid of this Irish bowl. I think it's 1 to Ireland. As Marty McHugh looks to repeat the dose here. There's not much noise happening. Well, he's got a slide off the front.
Oh, he might.
And
He
he's
has.
touched the jack.
Wow. And a little bit of a bereft movement from the Irish team, but
It's at least 3.
yeah, that's a big collect there. And that is
3
a
shots.
3. They got it in the end. It wasn't how they expected to get it. But nonetheless, they got it, and Ireland continue to get closer.
Yeah, we spoke about it, Val, earlier, about how it comes around. So I've probably got it 2-all now. So, he's definitely got a nice slider off the front. But the bowls gods, you want them on your side as much as you can. And a couple of results going for both teams this game. And that was as maximum as it gets. A little bit tight, shaving up off the front. So
14-8 the score.
ideally it stays that way 2-all with the bowls gods. And
Well, the bowls gods can be cruel, Baz. We know that. But 14-8 the score to Australia. 3 ends to play. That's the situation. Ireland need 2 an end. And 1 rink over. Australia and Ireland again in the women's triples semi-final. Chloe Wilson with a chance to send the match into an extra end.
Yeah, holding game Australia, I believe. Chloe's playing some form of arriving weight. The body language will tell us how she's going. She's still watching it. She's still watching. No. I think that's...
Australia are through to the women's triples final. I think they've won it by a solitary shot.
Lindsay's Joel Selwood dream is still alive.
Yes, it is. I like that, Barry. Can she go out a World Bowls champion? It will be her final match as a right-at-home Jackaroo. And Lindsay Clark, in her international career, lives another 2 days.
Nice shot from Corey there.
He has really honed in on that grandstand side.
It's how amazing is it, from one week to another, he dominated in the triples final on the inside of the rink. Now he's having a cracking match on the outside, being the grandstand side, as Stewie Bennett replies, well, Stewie and Corey have had a pretty good match.
It's been very even, the lead battle, hasn't
Pretty
it?
hard to split, but well done to both players. As we see those flags, they're absolutely getting blown around, Val. And Corey looking to back it up here with another one. Oh, it's not bad. Needs to sprint on. Well, just a yard short.
So confirmed, Australia win it by a shot in the women's triples. Most likely, they're going to be facing New Zealand, who lead 17-8 over Canada. So, Trans-Tasman battle for the World Bowls Championships.
And, of course, Lindsay Clark, as she leaves the green, her last international bowling game on these greens at Club Helensvale, in which she would have played so many games in Tasman's Asia-Pacific Games and so on over the years. So Linny's last ever international game here in front of a lot of, I'd say, home crowd.
Yep.
Always lived in the area.
Her husband Brad and mum Teresa in the audience. As
nice little touch.
Aaron Tees has just gotten better and better as this match has worn on. And he seals a 2 for the Aussies at the moment.
Yeah, a couple of little tears. I think Lindsay's doing a little bit of a wipe of the eye there, so getting a bit of a feel for what will be a lot of waterworks after this great career of hers comes to an end. There will be, I think, days of it. I think anything that Lindsay does or says or talks about, anything international or her career post the final, there will be tears galore, Val.
There will be. Lindsay is a self-admitted crier. Aaron Tees again. This one is going around the back. Aaron Sheriff has said cover the tee. Or get right on it if you can. And a high five from his skip as well. Well, the Rixons.
All of the host clubs.
Connie and Rebecca through to the final. Malta look to be on a collision course with Malaysia. Alina Nawawi and Ain Nabila Tarmisi lead Scotland 15-10. Emma McIntyre and Claire Anderson in a lot of trouble. They're 2 down at the moment too. 2 ends to play there. What a story that is for the Maltese duo who live in Queensland.
Yeah, we'll have to check out the Malta history there, Val. We'll bring that to you, no doubt, in due course, about Malta's history when it comes to the World Championships. Played against Malta in the 2006 Com Games bronze medal final. As we see a great shot there from Ian McClure. Well, he's trailed the jack down the line. He's made a 1 and a much better looking head for Ireland. Frankie Vella and Lenny.
Malta have never won a gold medal at the World Bowls Championships.
There we go. There you go. So are we about to witness history? So Frankie Vella, Lenny Callis back in 2006. Malta. Great to see. You could call them locals, Val.
Yep. They are locals. They live in Queensland.
And of course, we said yesterday, we touched on their history. Now they're on the big stage in a big final. Ian McClure, well, big semi-final for him. He needs to touch this jack down the line to make 3. Is he reaching? Not on that occasion. Will we see Australia go hunting for this jack again? They do have the tee just where Aaron Sheriff's standing now, just in front of his feet now. There's a red bowl. And Carl Healy, he's trying to get the jack out of there. Needs to be careful. He just doesn't want that front blue, that last bowl of Ian McClure's coming up into the head to disturb it.
So Rebecca Rixon
needs to leave that bowl alone. Yep, okay, he has.
Sorry, Baz. Rebecca Rixon out of the Sunshine Coast. Connie Rixon out of Bundaberg. So not too far from where we are now. About an hour. Bundaberg, I think, a little bit further. Not too sure about the location of where Bundaberg is in relation to us.
Yeah, Bundaberg would probably set you back
352 kilometres,
yeah,
so fair way.
You can get a little flight there. Plenty of bowls clubs. Famous bowls club in the Bundaberg area is the Bagara Bowls Club, of course, where
Jake Felberg.
That's right, and the home of the 2009 Trans-Tasman. Looking for jack movement here. That's another one in the pocket. Yeah, the 2009 Trans-Tasman in preparation for India being carpet and Bargara having the carpet surface, or the Trans-Tasman go to Bargara. As Aaron Sheriff, well, he's looking for jack movement here, or sit the blue clean.
Well,
he's got...
You mentioned the bowls gods, Barry.
No, he was right in the area there.
In the area.
Yeah, I actually think he might have connected with all three bowls.
He did. And, well, Aaron Tees had one right on the tee. Two ends to play after this.
Yep. No, it was a big moment there for Aaron Sheriff. In the zone, in the area. Kick the jack out. So if Marty McHugh can draw this shot now.
Just makes things a little more interesting, but Aaron Sheriff will have another one in the tank.
Yeah, a little glance to the flag there. Well, that's actually, I won't say it's going to blow us out of the seat, Val, but it's quite strong, isn't it?
Getting heavier.
So out on the backhand here, big draw, wide drawing side, tailwind right behind Marty. Well, the wind's definitely got him, but he needs connection now.
And it's going to come around the top.
Needs to pull up.
Will it pull up in time?
It's close.
Good effort from Martin McHugh. Just goes a little bit too far. And Aaron Sheriff with an opportunity to put the margin at 8 with 2 ends to play. Scotland look as though they may be heading towards the gold medal match. Jason Banks, Derek Oliver, Paul Foster, and Alex Marshall. They lead the New Zealanders 16-7 as Aaron Sheriff looks to put in a second. He's jogging in behind it. And Barry Lester, that is the boss.
Yep.
Australia move out to an 8-shot lead, meaning that if they win this end, the match is over.
Yeah, Aaron Sheriff with his first, just doing enough down there in that little funnel, that little port forehand, just looking to sit the bowl of Ireland out to make 2 or 3. Catches the front one, gets onto the Irish bowl, right in the zone down there, collects the jack on the way out and kills the end and then draws another. So big 1-2 punch there from Aaron Sheriff. And Ireland, after setting up a nice little head there, couldn't quite keep it, and now find themselves having to find 8 shots in 2 ends. So if they don't get a multiple here, it's going to be very tough for them.
They desperately need to.
Yeah, must be chasing a multiple here. So every bowl here for Ireland must reach. There's no shame in losing the game on this end if you've given every bowl a chance, but you wouldn't want to look back and not make it to the last end, not giving all your bowls a chance.
Aaron Sheriff wants to marshal his troops into a showdown with possibly Alex Marshall. Ireland have fought bravely. And Corey Wedlock pops one right behind. So good home for the Australians. If Ireland win the end, we go to the final end. If Australia win the end, well, it's over. They go through to the final. Aaron Tees has had a mighty match. Can edge into where Corey Wedlock's bowl is. So yeah. Where are you going now, Barry? If you're Ireland, if you're Adam McEwen, what are you doing?
Yeah, if you're Adam McEwen, you're just trying to punch up there into Stewie's last bowl. But as you can see, his shirt right up against him. Marty McHugh's shirt blowing around. We're getting some good northerly gusts as we're right at the top of the temperatures here at Club Helensvale. Nice warm 26 degrees today. beautiful day, but just that breeze. It's hung around now pretty much since the Australian Open finish, so you can't have it all. We were absolutely blessed with the weather during the Australian Open.
And Aaron Tees blesses his teammates.
Yeah, Aaron Tees just playing that great role as a second, giving your bowl a chance, getting him into good areas. And Ireland, well, if they don't score, it's going to be very, very difficult, and obviously they will shake hands. So Ireland need to be on the charge here, looking to open the head up a bit, turn the front blues up. Big ask to try and draw this shot, but he's trying, Adam.
It's Adam McEwen.
He's done well.
Very close.
Might have got shot out of that. Well, Aaron's put up a little bit of a finger to give us an indication, but very close.
Does look like it's still Australia. Will we get a change of hands here? Australia, as we said, well, is Aaron Sheriff going straight to the tee? He is. Carl Healy is going to look to send his bowl there. So the women's pairs, that final is set for the weekend. It is Malta against Malaysia. They will battle it out tomorrow afternoon. The women's triples, we know Australia is there. New Zealand almost there.
Yeah, I'm expecting some decent numbers for that crowd, that game, Val. I reckon Connie and Rebecca, they'll have some really big club support get around them. I reckon the both clubs might even organise a bus, some kind of help with transport. You know, it's a Saturday. I can't think of too much other bowls happening on the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast, so maybe there is a bus. The old $20 a head. Put your name down, get it out there, and get down and support.
The World Bowls Championship Finals, Baz, and you can catch it all on Fox Sports, KO, and Sky Sports NZ. The international viewers can watch it here on Facebook as well.
And McClure in the hunt here. Bowl onto Jack. He's done that. Made one.
Yeah, they've made one.
Two.
Definitely one.
Oh, that keeps them alive, that single one.
To send it into the final end, that's all they need. Obviously, full counts are very hard to come by, so they'd like to get a little bit more. New Zealand are almost through in the women's triples, 20-8. 2 full counts required from Canada to send it through to an extra end.
Great shot, Carl Healy.
Carl Healy, I think he's just drawn the shot.
If it's not shot,
no, he has. I reckon.
I want to know why.
That is monumental from Carl Healy.
So it's going to be big weight here. The front red one up the line there, straight through the head, or they just play sort of a 2 or 3 bowl plan here. Open it up and then look to crack an egg later.
Consultation required between the Irish quartet. Ian McClure has done this many times before.
Yeah, I think they know they just got to score to stay alive, so they can't really afford to waste this off the green, Val. I think it's going to be a couple of yards, just open it up, disturb it, and if he clears everything, just get back to the tee. It's borderline going to stay on if he misses everything. He's in the area. Don't know if he's managed to get the tee out of it. Well, that Irish bowl has gone back. So I think Ireland might hold. Yeah, they do. They do have the second backer, so that earlier bowl of teasies still wins the tee.
Yep. It certainly does. So as the skips make their way to the mat, Couple bowls left in this end, and we're still not sure whether we'll see Australia through, and we're not sure whether we'll see it all. Aaron Sheriff just trying to come around the back. He won't.
And that's it. New Zealand progress.
They do, Barry Lester. So Australia versus New Zealand in a Trans-Tasman World Bowls Championship final in the women's triples. Leanne Paulson, Taylor Bruce and Val Smith to take on Dawn Heyman, Lindsay Clark and Kelsey Cottrell. Well done to Canada for getting themselves through. A great performance by them. They'll walk home with a bronze. That's a big win for New Zealand, especially considering Malaysia had them on the ropes this morning. Val Smith won it with the last bowl of the match.
Marty McHugh trying to draw this. Only a few inches of room, but yeah, very tough now. So he's got to somehow now play a little bit of weight with his last. Punch that wing bowl through the jack and rattle, somehow score one to keep this game alive. Because if Ireland don't score here,
then it is over. Barry Lester and Australia move through to the final.
I'm just sensing, though, Val, Ireland may be holding one. Because if Ireland were down there, Marty definitely would have reached. So just as those bowls sit, as you can see, they're on an angle. I'm just sensing that blue bowl, that nearest blue bowl of Ireland, is the actual shot. This bowl here. Because Marty would have reached every day of the week there.
Yeah, maybe. Might be very close. I reckon we'll probably get a measure either way, but I think we're shaking hands. We are. Scotland are the first team through to the men's fours final. Derek Oliver, Jason Banks, Paul Foster, and Alex Marshall.
The rematch.
It very well could be. Ireland still not out of this one, though. Going around, so let's get an idea of what the go is. Are we going to shake hands? No, we are going to go to the final end. So Ireland down by 7. They need a 7 to send it to an extra end. And Australia, well, need to limit that at all costs. An 8 will win it for Ireland, a full count. We have seen it happen before. Wow. So tomorrow, Barry Lester, 9 a.m, men's fours, and then women's pairs. Sunday, 9 a.m, women's triples, then men's singles. They are the 4 disciplines that remain. We have one end to go here. Ireland need a 7 to send it to an extra end, an 8 to win it. Australia need anything less than that. They can even drop a 6.
And, of course, still some men's singles games to go.
Certainly are. Sectional rounds finished off today. And the knockout stages will start tomorrow. Corey Wedlock continuing on with that grandstand side. Well, he wouldn't want to pop one in the ditch. Gets one right on the back. Beautifully done by Corey Wedlock.
So the singles, men's singles, Broadbeach, tomorrow. It's where it's at. It's where you need to be over the weekend. Gary Kelly takes on Tony Chung from Hong Kong.
What a match that'll be. And we could see him take on Aaron Wilson in the semi-final because Disco's up against Andrew Kelly.
Absolutely. So Trans-Tasman rivalries happening everywhere. Sam Tolchard playing Ian McLean from Scotland and Izzat Shamir
Zul Kepler.
Kepler. Well done, Val. Playing Ryan Bester. So a fair few locals when you think about it.
For sure.
Bester, Wilson, Gary Kelly, a few local players.
As that bowl sits on the precipice of the ditch there from Adam McEwen. They don't want to lose one.
Pretty impressive 8 players left in the men's singles, Val. Some cracking matches there.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And Ryan Bester, well, that is a Cinderella story for Ryan Bester. That's what he'll be after, to win a world title after finishing runner-up in 2016 to Shannon McElroy in New Zealand, to try and win a world title in front of his home crowd.
Technically, is his home crowd at his home club. He bowls out of Broadbeach, works there. Almost runs the joint, does Ryan Bester. So,
hats off there for Aaron Tees, packing the head. Ireland just need to keep putting him behind.
and they are somewhat behind. No, it doesn't get there. But they can afford to not get one back there. So Australia just need a couple in this little catchment here, and that should probably be enough for them to ensure that they don't drop a 7. And Aaron Tees pops it exactly where he needs to.
Okay, so let's go back in history, Val. The old days here. Ireland right now would be trying to kill this end and start again. And that option isn't available. So when we talk about other sports with match play and stroke play and golf and so on, the conditions of the sport of bowls have changed rapidly over the last 25 years. And one of those conditions is a respot. So players don't have the ability now to just kill and start again to try and keep chasing that number. You'll see that in various events across the world. So the next best thing they can do is try and pack them in behind. The moment they lose one in the ditch, the maximum they can score is 7. That's what they need. So the only option left for Ireland here is keep packing them in behind and pray for some jack movement to their favour.
It's all they can pray for. The bowls gods now hold Ireland's fate in their hands. They need a 7 to send it through to an extra end. Australia just need to limit that. Carl Healy, is he going to stay on? Nope, that is a dead bowl. It'll sit and watch the conclusion of this one from the bank.
Aaron Sheriff, well, he was in that successful World Championship gold medal winning team in 2012 and played the singles in 2016 at Christchurch. So he wasn't in the 4s. As we see here, one bowl leaving the green and
that's
the
in
other
the
one
ditch,
staying on.
and
So
it stays on. So only 7 now on the rink for Ireland. They need 7 to send it to an extra end. And that short bowl at about 2:30, Barry Lester. That's probably not going to come into the equation as Carl Healy just drives and hopes for contact. Did you see the splash of sand there?
yeah, that beach sand, Val. It definitely reacts to the bowl movement in the ditch differently.
Sheriff just rubbing it all in.
Yeah.
Rubbing it back in the ditch.
Yep. Yeah. All Carl was trying to do then, it was
Trying to sink a bowl, and that would have been it.
just hit any blue bowl on that green, take it off the green, and then they would shake hands. So
Like we saw with Australia, South Africa this morning.
Four bowls to come. Australia versus Ireland.
The Aussies, they look home and hosed now. It's going to take something magical from an Irish point of view to take the win. And really, it was that first four, Baz, on end 8. It was 5-4 at the time.
Yeah, we've pretty much seen it in almost every game, Val. If we went back and reevaluated every match, you'd see a common trend. The team that pretty much drops the most multiples is usually the team that loses the match. So Marty McHugh somehow got to get rid of the front bowl of Aaron Tees and then clear a few others out. Very, very hard challenge as we're seeing Aaron Sheriff, second last delivery of the game, potentially last.
So this is going to take something special from Martin McHugh to try and create a 7 here. I'm not sure how it happens. Let's see what he does. They are shaking hands, and Australia will meet Scotland in the men's fours final at the 2023 World Bowls Championships. They account for Ireland, and they get the job done. It was close at the start, 5-4 after 7, but after that, Australia winning 3 of the next 4 ends, scoring 9 shots to 1 and blowing the match out of Ireland's reach. An amazing performance from them. Ireland can hold their heads up high. They'll go home with a bronze medal like New Zealand, but again, like last Friday, Australia pip Ireland in the semi-finals, and an amazing performance from that quartet, Barry Lester.
Yeah, it really was. Stewie Bennett, for me, really rock solid. Couple of conversions, few jack movements, which we saw, working for some at different stages, but I think it evened out quite well, Val. This rematch now, Australia v Scotland, I think it's going to be pretty spicy. I know Scotland wouldn't have liked that result last week. They'll come out firing. Obviously, it's fours this time. They would have taken a lot of learnings out of last weekend's final, especially with that jack length, knowing that Australia's probably going to go short again at some stage, and it's going to be a very tactical, but it's going to be probably one of the best matches you'll ever see. And if you can see it live, well, I reckon you'll be talking about it for years to come. But yeah, well done to Ireland again. They're a country that just performs year after year in these majors. And Australia, 2018 Commonwealth Games in the men's triples and fours, played Scotland in both of those finals. And we've seen a repeat here in the World Champs. So Scotland and Australia, well done and good luck.
Yes, good luck to all of the finalists over the weekend, and tomorrow that is where it's going to be, the Broadbeach Bowls Club. It is going to be action-packed, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be the men's fours, then after that the women's pairs, Sunday 9 a.m, women's triples, and then after that the men's singles. Very much looking forward to that. But before we go, a few thank yous are in order, and of course the clubs, Helensvale, Musgrave, Mudgery-Bar, Paradise Point, and of course the Broadbeach Bowls Club, where the finals will be played. The staff, Robbie Allen and the Gold Coast Tweed District guys doing their streams, they've been absolutely invaluable to this production throughout the entirety of the week. Matt Lucas here at Club Helensvale, Fiona Hall at Mudgery-Bar, you've done a power of work, so well done to you, and we hope you get better soon. Michael Hollywood Sorensen, Brett Hughes, Stewie White, Aidan Davis, Paul Holschke, Andrew Howie, everyone here at the Bowls Australia team, and of course Lachlan Williams doing a wonderful job behind the scenes, controlling all of our pictures. He's been absolutely magnificent, and this broadcast would not have been what it is. The players, well done to all of them, all the medals. Barry Lester, it's been an absolute pleasure having you sitting alongside me, my friend, and I look forward to hopefully many more broadcasts to come.
Thanks for the opportunity, and thank you to all the beautiful comments we've received, all the support we've received. As we've mentioned, we just try to give you a good look at the game from our perspective and make you feel a part of this event. Val, great job to you, mate. You've been a wealth of knowledge. For someone that's fresh to the sport, you've really taken the games to everyone's living rooms right around the world. Mate, you've done a fantastic job. Be proud of all the work you've put in. I know you sit up at night putting a lot of work in around the history, around the players, and you come out with all the data and knowledge day to day. So well done to you, Val. It's been a pleasure for me. And I look forward to seeing people in person, but people tuning in over the next couple of days for what will be an amazing finish to these world titles.
Exactly right, and that finish will be on Fox and KO in Australia. You can watch from 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That is, and you'll be part of the broadcast there, Baz. So good luck to you. Hopefully it all goes well. And you can also watch Sky Sports NZ, Facebook for a lot of the international viewers. And a big thank you to all of the watchers, all of the viewers, and all of the listeners that have tuned into us over the last couple of weeks. Wouldn't be what it is without you. So a big thank you to all of you, and we'll catch you very soon on Ringside Live.